mayor. I mean, the reason this is important is because if this is going to set the precedent for the rest of the United States of America and possibly the future president of the United States, we need to take a really close look at what's going on here. When a new mayor takes office in New York City, there is always a rush of expectations. Supporters want bold action immediately. Critics are watching closely for missteps, and most New Yorkers just want to know one thing: what's actually happening? I mean, that's a good question, right? So let's take a grounded look at Zohran Mandani's, or Manny, Manny, because that's what we're going to start calling him now. Manny. Hey, Manny. He's a friend, right? Okay. And what his first days in office really tell us. First, it's important to say this plainly. The early days of a mayoralty are about control, direction, and signals, not sweeping change yet. No mayor transforms New York overnight, and Manny is no exception. What Manny has done so far looks a lot like what you'd expect from a new administration stepping into one of the most complex city governments in the world. He's formally taken charge of the city, delivered an inaugural address, and begun outlining the values and priorities that will guide his term, especially around housing affordability, economic fairness, and the cost of living. These aren't new issues for New York, but he's been clear that he wants his administration to approach them differently. We got to keep an eye on this, folks. This is extremely important. Administratively, the early focus has been on setting up the machinery of government, beginning to appoint senior staff, organizing his mayoral team, and reviewing existing executive actions left behind by the previous administration. This kind of internal work rarely makes headlines, but it's essential. Without it, nothing else functions. There's also been an emphasis on housing related signals, reinforcing tenant protections and indicating that housing policy will be front and center. At this stage, there are largely framework moves rather than finished solutions, but they tell us where attention is being directed. What hasn't happened yet is just as important to understand. There have been no sweeping new laws passed, no finalized budgets rewritten, and no massive programs rolled out citywide. That's not a failure, it's reality. Those actions require time, negotiation with the city council, agency coordination, and, in many cases, state level cooperation. So, if you're hearing either that Manny has already changed everything or that he's done nothing, both claims miss the mark. What we're really seeing is a transition phase, establishing authority, defining priorities, staffing up, and setting the tone for what comes next. The real test of this mayoralty won't be measured in days, but in months, when proposals turn into legislation, when promises meet budget constraints, and when policy meets the daily lives of New Yorkers. For now, Manny's first few days suggest intent, direction, and caution, not chaos or instant transformation. Whether that intent turns into lasting change is the story that's still being written. All right, folks, so now you got the idea. Many, or Danny, Zohran, we're going to call him Manny, okay, because that's what people call him that know him, like him, think he's a good person. So let's give him the benefit of the doubt. He's named Manny, is going in there, and he's got all this baggage around him because you know, he's got a, a lifetime of learning a way of life that isn't comfortable for U.S. citizens. And we need to make sure that he doesn't go off the rails because we do have a constitution. And the first one that comes to mind is the United States Constitution, even before the Constitution of New York or New York City. You got to understand, we've got to protect the Constitution. And this is whether you're Democrat, Republican, or whatever. And in this case, Manny's calling himself a Democrat. And Bernie Sanders swore him in. And we know that that's a socialist, communistic thing that's going on. No, I am white Irish German, not that that really matters, but that's what I am since you're asking. And I just wish that people would talk about this stuff because it's really important so that our whole country, we're just saying it could, doesn't go to hell in a handbasket. We have to be smart. And to be smart, you talk and you discuss these things and you help coordinate and you make plans. And that's what we have to do, folks. I uh, I don't believe in this white black Chinese thing. I just it's just not who I am as a person. I just think you either have the intent and capability to do the right thing or you don't. Period. No matter what color your skin is, because you have no control over the color of your skin. But you do have control what comes through your brain and out your mouth and how you want to communicate. And that's all I'm asking you to do is to learn how to communicate with one another. The word hate shouldn't be in your vocabulary. You might dislike things, but that's fine. You have every right to dislike or hate things as much as you want, but still there is a better way to go about things if you want change. And that's all I'm saying. If we go hooting and hollering, yelling and screaming and busting windows and turning over cars and setting fires, you really think that's going to help? It's just going to make everybody uncomfortable. Even the people you don't want to have be uncomfortable will be uncomfortable. So anyway, there's a lot of things that we need to talk about in order to make a difference, especially with this new mayor of New York City. And I hope to God that you and everybody that's logged in here will subscribe and, click on notifications and if you can, like, and so you can be updated when I do programs. That's really all I want you to do, the subscription stuff for. I'm not making any money from this. I do it from my heart and my soul, and I want to help people do things better so we all get along and communicate better and more effectively. That's it. Zohran the moron. That's what you wrote down there. And then above that is Epstein and Trump. What do you think? Epstein and Trump, I don't think Donald Trump really liked Jeffrey Epstein. And I really think that he tried to put some distance between him and Epstein. I think Epstein, because of his billions of dollars, got him into circles that most people couldn't get into, including Trump's circle for a little while. But I really don't know what really happened there yet. And I am waiting for the paperwork, just like you are, to come out and tell us the truth. The only photos I've really seen is President Clinton's photographs at there and some various other very high-level people. But I have yet to see President Trump compromised. I mean, there are things that are strange, but we're not sure exactly what happened there. And until we do, until it comes out and we figure it out, let's just stay in reserve about it. But I want to talk about it. Believe me, it's important that we all talk about this stuff so we can figure out how to guide our country because we are the people. We are the people. We, the people. We're it. It's not those people locked up in Washington, D.C. or in New York City. It's us. And we have a vote, and we can use our vote in many ways other than just clicking a lever or checking a box. We can talk about it and help each other learn and not necessarily control what we perceive as correct and tell everybody this is what you have to believe. I want your opinion, and you have every right to get other people's opinions too. And we can sort it out and figure out, there's three sides to a penny: the top, the bottom, and the middle. So let's take a look at all this good stuff and figure it out, folks, and make the right decisions. Look, I want to thank you for tuning in. The last thing that was said on the channel here is he in trouble? Think he went to those parties, bro? I think he's a Como? A Como? I don't know. Are you talking about President Trump being a Como? I don't know what parties Trump actually went to, but so far it's not reflective of him being at the parties or on any flights with Jeffrey Epstein. I don't know what actually happened there, but I'm, like you, anxious to find out the truth. But President Clinton's information has come out, the preponderance of the evidence that he definitely was part of that whole scenario, along with a bunch of other people. And a lot of these victims want the information, all the redaction, taken off. And supposedly, I heard recently that there is a website that some highly intelligent young woman has been able to utilize that has unredacted all the redactions the Department of Justice has put on it. Now, I don't know if that's a positively guaranteed thing, but I heard that that is happening and that we're going to get more information than we thought we were going to be able to get because of the Department of Justice redacting so much stuff. So I want to see the truth, and I know you do too, and we want to put this thing to bed and figure out how we need to handle it, but we need to keep talking about it. Because once we stop talking about it, they have control. They just do whatever they think is right. I mean, this is what the Democrats or the Republicans do. Doesn't matter, libertarian, doesn't matter what you are, when whoever's in charge, kind of motivates the people to go in that direction. Let's say that the Republicans have our best interest at hand. The Democrats say that they had our best interest in hand. And the Democrats say that Obamacare was the way to go, but the Republicans say that Obamacare is not the way to go, that it's actually going to cost us much more money than we thought it is. But the Democrats swear that's untrue, and the Republicans are lying. That'll go on forever unless you and I talk about it and tell the truth about how we're affected by all these things. And there's a lot of things to talk about, folks. So let's keep up the good work. I think he was team tagging with Epstein brother. I don't know. I don't know this Epstein brother thing. I don't know the truth. So why, it would be like me saying to you, did you do it? And then me thinking, I've heard a lot of evidence that, there's kind of like the gist of the idea is that you did do it. But did you? Do you want to be accused like that? Do you want Trump to be accused of something But if it comes out that he definitely did it, then, to me, that would make him unfit for office because he violated a sacred protection. If he did it. If he did what you are insinuating that he may have done, and if it comes out that he has definitely done that, how can he be fit for president? Yeah, he's done a lot of good things as president, separately from the Epstein stuff. But if it comes out that he did something that sleazy, that just means that if he can do that sleazy with the young children, then he could probably be that sleazy with everything he does in politics. That's why we wouldn't want him in as president of the United States. Right now, we think he has integrity, and we think and hope and pray that he's doing the right thing by our country, for our country, and for the whole world to keep peace. But regardless of all that, let's find out the truth before we condemn the man. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. I hope you have a beautiful day and that your first few days of the new year, 2026, have been great and that you will enjoy your life. And leave comments, and please share this with as many people as you can. Not for me to make money, just for me to give you more important information. And I will be doing that. That's basically what I do. And I thank you for tuning in. So subscribe, notifications, click like, and I'll see you again real soon. God bless you all. And I love you, my brothers and sisters. Take care.